Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about hyperautomation. And you may or may not have heard of hyperautomation. If you have, fantastic. It would be good to share my viewpoint on hyperautomation and why I think it's the key to open the door to any type of AI transformation project. And also, if you haven't heard of hyperautomation, I'm privileged to introduce you to the concept, and hopefully you can take some nuggets away that you can use to begin to apply to your business or to your project. Now, what is hyperautomation? Before I go off into my opinion, let's just get the official definition as defined by Gartner. Now, as defined by Gartner, hyperautomation is a business-driven, disciplined approach that organizations use to rapidly identify, vet, and automate as many business and IT processes as possible. Hyperautomation involves the orchestrated use of multiple technologies, tools, or platforms, including artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, event-driven software architecture, robotic process automation, also known as RPA, business process management, also known as BPM, and intelligent process management suites, known as IBPMS, integration platforms as a service, IPaaS or IPaaS, low-code or no-code tools, packaged software, and other type of decision processes and task automation tools. What that definition does is gives us a breakdown of all the different components of hyperautomation. And it's interesting because companies or business leaders that are looking to introduce AI into their company in one way or the other will probably think, okay, AI is here, AI is changing jobs. I can get so much efficiency out of AI, or AI can transform my business or our organization to make us more competitive. Since discovering hyperautomation and this hyperautomation stack, I'm convinced that one component in this hyperautomation stack can transform a company's operation. Furthermore, I've gone as far as saying that one component in this hyperautomation stack can begin a company's journey on the AI transformation roadmap. Now, why do I say this? Because many of the components of this hyperautomation stack use AI in one way or the other. So a company might think of introducing AI into their business, and the first thing they're going to go to is, oh, let's look at generative AI and let's get a generative AI initiative going. And hopefully, if that works, then we'll scale out and we'll start using AI in our business, or we'll then be known as an AI business. But I think that's the wrong way to look at it. What I would rather suggest and what I would do is look at the hyperautomation stack and the different components in the hyperautomation stack and take one of those components, introduce that component into the business, and then start a pilot project. And once we achieve success from that component, then we can scale it out into other areas of our business. Now, when it comes to the hyperautomation stack, there's lots of different components. One that comes to mind is something called IDP, or intelligent document processing. Now, intelligent document processing uses a feature known as optical character recognition. And what this does is looks through documents, recognizes the characters in the document, capture those characters as data, then send that data to some type of database, and then you can use that data however you want. Now, what some companies are doing with optical character recognition is introducing intelligent document processing solutions. An intelligent document processing solution will go through documents that you would otherwise enter into a database or into a spreadsheet manually, capture that information, and then use some type of automated system to record that information in an Excel sheet, in a database, or however you capture a document. So this could be an invoice, this could be a letter, this could be an email, and so on and so forth. Machine learning or some type of AI algorithm is recognizing this data, then capturing this data, then sending that data off somewhere. So as part of your AI transformation roadmap or your AI transformation playbook, you could start with something like intelligent document processing, capture data, record it, then send it off to a database, or then process it however you want to process it and do whatever you want to do with it. But that starts you up on your AI transformation roadmap. And you don't have to think about, oh, how am I going to introduce AI? The crowd is using AI. One of the best ways I would say to adopt AI is to look at the hyperautomation stack, take one component of the hyperautomation stack and introduce that into your business, and then use the results of the implementation to go on to either scale or to add more layers onto that stack. Now, the concepts of hyperautomation considers the end-to-end automation of your business. So that's from the the moment you turn on the lights to the moment you receive payment. Everything in your business is automated in one way or the other. Now, personally, it's something that I'm passionate about. I honestly and sincerely think that this is the best way for companies to start their AI journey. Hyper automation also includes chatbots, process mining, business process automation, and hyper automation stack is the bridge that takes companies from where they are now to a place where they're actually implementing components of AI into their organization. It definitely sets companies up for where they should ideally be within the next 3 to 5 years. And if you go into Gartner's research or Gartner's data about hyper automation, it shows that you can actually introduce components of hyper automation that are relevant now and components that are relevant in 8 years. So you've got a window to start introducing components of hyper automation into your company to make you ready for that big transformation if and when it does happen. I don't think it's going to be one big switch where we turn on the lights and now we have to be a fully automated organization. But I think it's going to be step by step, and we've started to see the seedings of that step by step process. So my biggest recommendation to anyone considering AI in any shape or form is to look at the hyper automation stack, look at component in the hyper automation stack, and take one of those components and then begin to introduce it into your organization. You start off with a pilot project. If you see results, fine, and then you can scale up. If you don't see results, that's fine. If one component doesn't work for you, consider another component. If that component doesn't work for you, consider another component until you find something that works. So those are my thoughts on hyper automation and why I think companies should begin to look at the whole hyper automation stack. If you've got any questions, please feel free to comment. And if you want to send me a message directly, please feel free to. And over the next couple of weeks and months, go into more about hyper automation.